This is your instructional video for Thursday and Friday. So here is your agenda for the day. So right now you are going to open up your quick write. We're sticking with 50 jumping jacks today, taking care of any personal needs that you need to take care of, getting food, getting the snack, stretching, anything that you need to do. So here is our timer. We're going with the Jetpack timer today. That's one that no one has ever picked. So go, you have 5 minutes. Answer your right during that time. Make sure during this time you are answering right. welcome back. So that should have been your time to respond to the quick rate question. If you have not done that, go ahead and push pause on this video and make sure you respond to the quick rate question now, right at the beginning of class. So just as a reminder, even though this video is playing and you may not be having as much interaction with me, I am available on the chat. You can type in the chat and ask me any questions that you have. Remember, you can also attend office hours with any questions you have. And just as a daily reminder, my office hours, sorry, I'm jumping down to item 4. But my office hours did move. They are Monday and Thursday now, not Tuesday, Thursday. I've said that a few times. Remember, that link is in your Google Classwork stream. So another couple of reminders, extra credit is posted. There is a video that goes along with that to talk about it. But remember, you cannot have any missing assignments in order to do that. So no missing assignments in order to do your extra credit. So remember that these videos that I'm posting, these are going to allow you to go at your own pace. You can pause as needed, but this is still to be done during class time. This just allows you to kind of mitigate any of the tech issues. You don't have to have your camera on. You can go through each of the assignments at your own pace. You can push pause. You can go back, anything that you need to do there in order to get the work done during the class time without having to worry about anyone else. And, you know, if you get kicked out of the meeting, then there's no loss of information. Remember that the quick writes still have to be done during class. Remember that you have to answer your questions at the beginning. There are questions that will appear throughout and also at the end, and that will be locked as soon as your class is done. That's your only opportunity to do that. And if you don't do those quick rate questions, remember, I'm going to mark you absent, even if we're doing this through one of my instructional videos like right now. Okay, so next thing for today is our Jamboard. Notice that we have a couple of Jamboards today. So we just got through our quick write question, and now we're going to take a look at this Jamboard called What is its role? So this is what that looks like. So we're going to go up to our classwork section. Oops. We're going to go here to what is its role. So for this, and we have 2 Jamboards today, and each of them you need to be ready to discuss in groups and share next time, even if you don't get to do that today. So here, you want to start here, and you want to try and think about the ways that these organisms are interacting in an ecosystem. So how do they interact with other organisms? How do they interact with their environment? How do they interact with the abiotic and other biotic factors in the environment? How do they utilize things like decomposers and producers and consumers that you've seen from previous videos? Notice that right here, the big takeaway here is you want to add arrows to show these relationships, and we're going to sort the pictures to the best of your ability. Then we're going to add sticky notes. So that is your task here. You're going to move these pictures around to show how they're related to each other. So maybe you want to move this guy over here and you want to start with the lion, okay? And maybe you want to put this here. Then you would need to add your arrow in order to do that. So the way you can add your arrows is right here. If you click on this thing over here on the right, I'm sorry, I know my left from my right, I swear. Circle right here, you can see that there's an arrow, and I can add my arrow just like that. I think you can even like make it a prettier color too. So then I'm just gonna delete that guy. So again, you need to rearrange. So put them in whatever order you think that they go in, an order that makes sense to you, that shows some relationships amongst these organisms and their environment. And we're adding those arrows in order to demonstrate that relationship. So once you've done that, so right now, what I want you to do is click pause, and So I want you to click pause and go through and complete that Jamboard. So pause this video and go through and sort and organize the items within this Jamboard to the best of your ability, adding arrows to show your relationships and moving them so they demonstrate an interaction amongst the organisms and their environment. Put them in a sequential order that shows these relationships. So push pause on the video now and complete this Jamboard. Okay, so now you should have submitted the Jamboard that says what is its role. You should have had this guy submitted right now, okay? The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna open up this guy that says producers, consumers, and decomposers. And we're gonna watch this quick video together.
To chemical energy that can be used on Earth. This process is called photosynthesis. Basically, producers produce or make their own food. Plants, trees, algae, and some types of bacteria act as producers. All energy within an ecosystem starts with the sun, so producers are essential to all other life. Everything here on Earth starts with them. Without producers, there would be no way of energy to enter an ecosystem. And we have a couple of examples to the right. We have some grass and an apple tree there. Then we move to consumers. Consumers cannot create their own food and energy, so they need to consume or eat in order to gain that energy. There are different types of consumers. We have herbivores that consume only plants, carnivores, they consume only meat, and omnivores, which consume plants and meat. I have a video that talks more about those. I'll drop that link down in the description. But for now, just know that consumers must consume or eat in order to gain energy. Consumers cannot create their own food like producers do. And our examples, we have a grasshopper and some polar bears. Lastly, we move to decomposers. Decomposers do exactly what their name says. They decompose. That means they break down dead organic material and waste and then return nutrients to the soil. You can think of them like recyclers. The nutrients they pump back into the soil are essential to producers and their process/role. If something dies, poops, or maybe even a tree loses a leaf, decomposers are the ones to break down the nutrients and return them to the soil. I do want to mention that although decomposers play a critical role in ecosystems, they aren't always shown in food chains or in food webs. That's okay though, because we know how important they are and that they're there. Our examples, we have some mushrooms there and we have an earthworm. So producers, consumers, and decomposers all play huge roles within an ecosystem and the circle of life, so to speak. You can think of it as a cycle. We start with the producers, go to the consumers, and the decomposers recycle the nutrients of the dead organic matter and waste from both consumers and producers. Those nutrients are then used by producers along with the energy from the sun to start the cycle all over again. So there you have it. Those are producers, consumers, and decomposers. I hope that helped. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, peace.
All right. So once you have watched that video, and you have that video right here, if there's any part of that that you want to re-watch, or if you need to go back, you can either go back in my video or you can watch that video right here. So it's in the assignment, okay? So So then for your assignment, we're going to click on this Jamboard, and using that information about producers, decomposers, and consumers, you're going to sort these organisms into their correct category. So you can see some organisms over here, and you're going to move the word into where it goes. So say you think that a carrot, as I spin it around there, you think a carrot is a decomposer, you're going to sort it there as you think it goes. So make sure you have things really, really clear. And here again, we have those descriptions of what each of those words are. So go ahead and pause the video and complete this Jamboard. So we're going to pause the video and sort each of those pieces of information. Okay, now that you're back, the final task that you have today is completing a Flipgrid describing how organisms interact. So you can read the description here and you can click on the Flipgrid in order to record it. You have to be logged in with your school email in order to be able to do that. But we're going back and revisiting the I Spy activity that you did, where you looked at how organisms interact with their environment and how they respond to their environment. And now we're going to go in and record a Flipgrid video. This needs to be between 1.5 minutes and 2 minutes. So it's a little longer, where you want to then go back and revisit that environment, looking through the lens of these new vocabulary words we've learned, defining where in that environment you saw biotic, abiotic factors, producers, consumers, and decomposers. And we want to identify 4 of those words in that environment. And you can change your location too. If say you used an area that doesn't demonstrate each of these things and you want to change it, that's fine. But we want to look at the environment around us through that lens and be able to describe it. Make sure you tell us in the video where you're doing this too. So make sure you take a look at that. So once you're done with this, you are done for the day. Please remember to answer your quick write questions before class is over. You will have additional questions in class. And remember that if you have any questions, you can always type in the chat during class and attend office hours as well. Thanks, guys. Stay safe. Have a wonderful weekend.